Today for Mousetrap Monday, I'm going to show you something a little different here. I'm going to show you how to make a really simple and effective mousetrap out of some basic office supplies. I have a clipboard here, a pencil, and a paper clip, and that's all you need to make a really effective mousetrap. Say you notice that mice have moved into your workspace and you don't have time to go to the store and get a mousetrap, you can build one with these basic items. Now obviously the killing mechanism is going to be this clip on this clipboard. It has a spring there and it's really powerful. When that goes down, comes slamming, and that's more than enough force to kill any mouse under there. But you do have to make a basic trigger system that's sensitive enough to go off when the mice are under the clip. And I'm going to show you how to make that with a pencil and a paper clip. Now to shape our pencil trigger, I'm going to use a box cutter here. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the metal part on the eraser. So I'm just going to score that pencil all the way around, and they tend to break pretty easy. And you'll notice I'm using an old-fashioned wooden No. 2 pencil. Some of the modern ones are just this composite of sawdust and glue, and they don't work very well, but the ones that are made out of wood work pretty well. Since I scored that all the way around, you just press that and it should break right there. That's perfect. Now the next step is to measure the height that you need to cut this pencil for the trigger. Now you'll notice this clip goes up, and when it's at maximum strength with that spring, you'll just measure that. It comes right about there on the pencil. And again, we're going to score it all the way around and break it. Breaks pretty easy, and you see that's the right height there to hold that clip up. Now this might not look like much of a trigger now, it's just a post holding up this clip, but with a few basic cuts and some help from this paper clip, this will become a really sensitive trigger for a mousetrap. So to finish this trigger, you're going to score a cut halfway through this pencil. You don't want to go all the way through because you're going to split this long ways, and you want that split to end right here at this cut. So you just go deep enough to hit that lead in the middle, but not deep enough to go all the way through. Now that you scored the bottom, we're going to place the blade right on the top here and try to split it long ways. And you want to be really careful not to go too fast and cut your fingers. And you can see it's starting to split and come right down there, just like that. Perfect, and we see that lead in the middle, and we have our two pieces. So we have our bottom post here, and we have our top piece. They fit together like a sandwich. Now you want this part to be higher than this part, so you got to trim off about 1/8 of an inch or so right there, and just cut it all the way through. That way when you put the two pieces together, this will fit right there on that little lip, and the top of this piece will be taller than the other piece. That's really important. I'll show you how this works. So here's our pencil trigger. You'll notice that top there is taller than the bottom. I've adjusted this a little bit for the height, and you lift it up there. It still acts as a post that wants to hold up that clip, but you can see this bottom wants to kick out when there's force on it. So what we're now going to do is use the paper clip to form a little hook around there and keep them together, and that way when the mouse comes along and disturbs the bait on the end of the paper clip, it will kick out that and cause it to slam down. So for the paper clip, we're going to bend the metal so it's straight right here, and you'll notice that this hook is perfect for fitting around a pencil. And we're just going to form a nice little hook around there that's the shape of a pencil, and this is going to be some skill learning how to bend it just right so that it's sensitive. So let's set this trap. You pull up the spring and put your little trigger there, that's the pencil. You can see that wants to kick out and set off, so you use your paper clip. You put the hook right there on the pencil and keep those two sides together, and that works great. You'll put bait right there on the end of the paper clip. The mouse will come under, and when it pulls on that clip to get that bait, it will release, and that will come slamming down. That is so sensitive, and a mouse doesn't have a chance. Let's go set this up in the barn with motion cameras and see if we can catch real mice in our improvised office supplies clipboard mousetrap. Now I've been working on a new logo for Mousetrap Mondays, so I'll put this paper right on this clipboard. Let's go catch some mice. I set up our office supplies clipboard mousetrap in the barn last night, and look, we got a mouse. This works incredibly well, and it's so simple. Just a pencil for a trigger and a paper clip and a clipboard, and you can catch mice. To release it, you just pull it out there. Worked really well, very sensitive, and you don't need to buy a fancy trap. You can just use what you have around the office to take care of a rodent problem. The office clipboard mousetrap.